How was your experience today with coaching your young person?
It was great. It was my first time coaching in nature, something I've always wanted to do. And it was just how I imagined it. So it was much better than being in a confined space. And it's quite inspiring to have that element play in the coaching session. And a very organic and free flow session. It felt very spontaneous.
But what do you think your young person got out of it?
So I think the young person was more comfortable being in nature because my young person really valued that space.
Sure.
So I think my young person was more open and more comfortable with a stranger within that setting. And I believe my young person got a lot out of that because also she was able to go to a depth with me that she might have not been able to go to, be the setting less comfortable.
Sure. How about you, Carole?
So it was the second time I came to the Wildeness Foundation. It was a very emotional session, I must say, because the boy was quite feeling low, but we shared a lot. And what was really nice is he said he finds it really hard to open up. And once he did, he said, "Oh, it's so good to get things out of my chest." So I knew that what he got was really precious. He got this with me, and hopefully it's going to be a huge impact for him. But you never know, because it's a one-off. So it's.
So how do you think the guys can benefit? When I say guys, and young people can benefit from this kind of work with a professional? To maybe traditional therapeutic backgrounds. It seems like these guys had some past traumas and stuff, and it seems like they were very therapy led in the past. How do you think coaching can change? You guys can both answer this.
Okay. Well, I think they can connect straight away, so you don't have to spend hours and hours and feeling. And first of all, we just say, we're not judging you, we're together on this, we're working together side by side, and straight away there's a rapport very quickly. And very quickly wanted to play me his music he's been creating, and you see, straight away there's this rapport, and I don't think you can have that in the same way. I don't know if you agree, because you're a therapist as well, so maybe controversial.
No, I would follow up on that, saying that in therapy I would say it's much more structured, and especially the place where therapy happens is at times more limited by what's approved of. So arguably some therapists wouldn't feel comfortable working in nature, would have an issue with confidentiality, and that's not to say that I wouldn't do that as a therapist, but there are definitely some guidelines that would necessarily need to be followed in certain circumstances. So coaching doesn't have that restriction, allows more fluidity in the conversation, and allows probably the young person to feel more at an equal level. Although there is a non-judgmental attitude in therapy, I think it's right to say that there's always some kind of
because there's an office and there's a
there's an office, there's a setting, and there's also an imbalance. A therapist is just recognized in society as someone that is a therapist, that might know more and is there to help because they know stuff, whilst coaching feels to me more of an equal relationship.
What are the benefits of transformational coaching with young people specifically in this kind of situation, this kind of setup?
I think for me is that the young person straight away can see there's a more of ha-ha moment very quickly. They can really open up very quickly and say, yeah, this is what I need to do. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be magic, but I think they will remember this conversation because it's unique, it's in a different setting, so it's outside of the norm. So I think it will stick more to them in their mind.
So I agree with what Carole just said, and I think the fact that it's outside of what they're familiar with, so familiarity towards family setting or school setting, sometimes would trigger bad memories or just behavioral patterns, so that's a very strong point. And also, if other organizations are working with nature, this is just going to build on the amazing work that they're already doing through the power of nature and the power it has to connect people to their core. So one-to-one, I would say especially, I think would work very, very well on a very deep level.
And then lastly, how is it sort of participating in this day with your fellow Animas coaches? How is it?
That's really nice because we get to know each other a bit more.
Yeah, and we all come from so many different backgrounds, and some of us have done this before, some have wanted to do it, some are very nature driven, others are very city based. So it was great to be here as a team and know that you can rely on your colleagues and feedback and feel that support.